All right, we are back. I am Joseph Lamtman. That is Mike Anthony,
I'm Mike
professional
Anthony.
fan. We are here to react to the breaking news of the Browns selecting Casey Concepcion. I believe I said his name. Concepcion. We're a little fancy down here in Cleveland. Yes, we gave a reaction to Spencer Fano pick earlier. Go check out that video. Sorry, the audio is a little bumped, so hopefully this is better for you guys. But we gave the Spencer Fano pick each and A. We like that because we think he's a solid offensive lineman. And I think the most safest offensive lineman draft. The Browns, Mike, though, we thought they would take Denzel Boston, who was there at number 24, to go with KC. What do you think they're thinking?
I think, Denzel Boston's more of an X. I think Casey Concepcion is more of a slot guy. And, he kind of reminds me a lot of Zay Flowers. And, Todd Monken, obviously coming from the Ravens, really relied on Zay Flowers for a lot.
Yeah.
So I think getting his Zay Flowers 2.0, if you will, is kind of what he was looking to do. That slot guy that can take a little bit of heat off of Harold Fannin running those routes up the middle. So I think that's kind of what he was looking for. I like the pick. I like Casey Concepcion. I think this is right around where he should have been picked, is late first round. So, I like the pick. I'm not upset about it.
Yeah, I mean, we know we said before this draft they're going to try to get either an Omar Cooper Jr. or a guy like that who can play in the slot, can play outside as a burner.
Yeah.
And this is a team that's really lacked speed for the last, I don't know how many years.
A long time.
We haven't had any burners. So they got a burner at least. So we know
Two
that.
burners, really.
Not only is he a burner, Mike, this is a guy, too, before the draft put out a statement that said, if you don't pick me, you're making a big mistake. I'm the best
I like the
draft.
confidence.
So we got some confidence. I mean, if you're trying to change a culture, at least get a dog in here, I guess, or somebody that wants to be a dog. And so, yeah, I mean, we'll get to his highlights here, right here. Again, this is Casey Concepcion right here out of Texas A&M. Where did you think he was about ranked, Mike?
I think this was fair. Late first round, 24 to 27 pick. I thought that was a fair evaluation for him.
And right off the bat, Mike, the one thing I noticed he really can help out with is special teams.
Yeah.
Our special teams unit was probably the worst in the league the last 2 years, so he's going to help out there. And he's also going to help out with the offense as well. What traits do you think really he'll stand out with in this offense with Todd Monken? Obviously, said Zay Flowers type. Do you think he's definitely a day one starter for the Browns?
Yeah, I definitely think so.
There's not a lot of competition in that room.
Day one starter. I also think, the biggest thing that he brings to the table is yards after the catch, which in a Todd Monken offense, in any offense nowadays, you want yards after the catch, but he's just excellent at it. He's good at, seeing lanes and evading tackles. I think that's really where he stands out.
Yeah, I'm checking him out here. I mean, he's really good in the middle of the field, running the quick slants. Obviously, he can burn the guys downfield. He can do a little bit of everything. I think the special teams aspect, that's a big plus for the Browns, Mike, because they get somebody who maybe become an elite punt returner that they haven't had since Josh Cribbs, honestly. You can see right there a guy like that who can take a top, who can go on a little 5-yard slant and take it all the way to the house. We haven't had that.
Yeah.
So we look at the receiver room, though, Mike. We got Jerry Jeudy, Cedric Tillman, Isaiah Bond, and now Casey Concepcion. I mean, how would you rank those four guys?
If Jerry Jeudy is able to get back to the 2 years ago form, which Todd Monken thinks that which Todd Monken thinks is possible, I'd rank it a solid C+ for now. I mean, depending on what Casey turns into. If Casey turns into a 1,000-yard plus receiver with like 6-7 touchdowns, that grade goes up. But I like him a lot, and if Jeudy can get back to what he was, and if Tillman can stay healthy, maybe it turns into something very serviceable.
Yeah, I would say I give it watching these highlights more. Honestly, I'd probably give it a B-. Only because I think the fit in the offense and the upside.
Fit's great, yeah.
He's a guy that I heard throughout the whole process, Mike, when you talk about receivers. He was a guy a lot of people said is a sleeper receiver in the draft, they felt.
Yeah.
So, and you watch the tape. I mean, acrobatic catches right here, tough catches in the middle of the zone. I mean, he's always open. And that's one thing that stands out to me when I watch this tape here. You can see it going on a deep ball right here. Against two defenders. I mean, that's pretty tough. I mean, this guy, he has a chance to be a very good receiver, Mike. I think, what do you think they're going to look for the rest of the draft and then moving on to the rest of the draft? I mean, Well, actually, no, I don't know if you answered. So we said Judy, Tillman, Bond, Concepcion. I would say he's the number 2 right now, behind Judy.
Yeah.
Maybe 1A, 1B.
Yeah, 1A, 1B.
We assume they're going to take another receiver the rest of the draft. Or they're going to take another receiver in this draft.
At some point.
What do you think they're looking for in that guy now with this mix of Concepcion and Judy?
Maybe a bigger wide receiver, somebody who can kind of just be more like body control kind of receiver. Just more contested catches. I'd say somebody like that if they go receiver again. Really, I think our next pick might be a center. Nice.
Yeah, maybe a center. We'll take a look at the board right here. I mean, I can watch these highlights all day. They're pretty fun to watch. But, again, the Browns select KC Concepcion. And so look at the rest of this board, though, Mike. Last time we were up here, I'm not sure why this is up here. Excuse me for that. But last time we were up here, though, Mike, give me 1 second, people. I'm a little lost right now. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Okay, there we go. So here we go. My apologies. I had too many tabs open. But looking at the rest of this, Mike. So earlier we thought it would be Denzel Boston. He's still on the board. Now, the Browns have pick 39, right? Yeah. Omar Cooper Jr. is still on the board. I don't know if you're going to take him now, though, but you just took KC. And so look at the rest of the receiver room there, Mike. I mean, we're at pick 29 right now with the Chiefs.
Still some really good players on the board.
I mean, I think a receiver, Mike, I look at 2 names right here. I really like Denzel Boston. Obviously, we could still get him at 39 or try to move up to get him. If you try to move up to get Denzel Boston.
I probably would if he's not being picked as we speak by the Chiefs. But
we'll find out right now, see if the Chiefs take him. But any picks, Mike, since the last time we talked? The last time we talked, we did the Ty Simpson pick. So since then, the Ravens got a great pick. And
Max Ekenor was massively overpicked by the Pittsburgh Steelers. So was Akeem Mesidor. So was pretty much a lot of players.
Yeah, Akeem Mesidor goes to that.
Blake Miller was wildly overpicked at 17. That's wild. I like Blake Miller. I think he's going to end up being a good NFL starter. But at 17...
And Chris Johnson just went to the Dolphins. I thought that was a higher pick, too. Kalen Rutledge, Mike, 26 to the Texans.
That's crazy. I thought Kalen Rutledge would have been a great third-round pick.
Yeah,
it's like a Cole Strange kind of guy, you know what I mean?
Any team ahead of us, Mike, you think Denzel Boston will go to? I'm thinking
maybe Buffalo.
That's what I'm thinking, Buffalo. So let's
or KC right now, but
yeah, that's true. So looking at the rest of the board, like looking to tomorrow, obviously tomorrow's gonna be a big day for the Browns. They got how many picks tomorrow? I have three picks tomorrow. So tomorrow's a big day for the Browns. Obviously, pick 39 right there. Looking ahead at the board, Mike, obviously we have to project just kind of who's going to be there. Look at the best available right now. Jermon McCoy, Mike, still falling.
Yeah, Emmanuel McNeil Warren.
I think that's the one guy, if he falls, would you try to trade up for a guy like Emmanuel McNeil Warren?
Yeah, I like Emmanuel McNeil Warren a lot, or a Denzel Boston. I trade up for both of them. Avion Terrell's great. Pierre Woods is really good. I don't know why he's still on the board, but there's a lot of great players. So, but Chase Bisonis, I think, is well worth it. CJ Allen been picked?
CJ Allen has not been picked.
Wow. Huh? Yeah.
Corey over our Falcons fan says Jermon McCoy. No Falcons picked this year, so we didn't get the viral moment this year.
But yeah, there's still a lot of great players. I can't believe CJ Allen's still on the board.
But CJ Allen's still on the board.
I pick CJ Allen.
I like C.J. Allen. I think that'd be a good pick for the Browns. Chase Bisonis, I think would be a really good pick.
I like Chase Bisonis.
Obviously, if McCoy, McNeil Warren, or Boston's there, I would love that.
Oh, yeah. I think the board's falling really well for us so far, at least.
So, again, before we get up out here, I give the pick tonight of Case. Well, I give the Case pick a B- because they needed speed. They needed somebody to fill the slot. It helps out special teams, especially, which is an atrocious unit.
Yeah.
And so we gave the pick, Alamo pick an A. What do you grade the whole night?
The whole night's an A, for sure.
So you give it a whole night an A?
Yes.
I'd probably go B+, just to go right in the middle.
Sure.
I'd go right in the middle, B+. I think that's a good draft night. Again, I think tomorrow night's really going to make their meat and potatoes with the trades they made today to get 3 picks.
Give me Parker Brailsford, please.
And so, yeah, so we're going to wrap up here. We appreciate you guys. Please. Oh, we got a comment. Excuse me. People hating on the picks. Parent
I
John
like the
says.
picks.
Clueless ass fans, Parent
Yeah.
John says. Shout out to Parent John. Thanks for tuning in, my friend. Joey DiBiase, you'll make your way over here real quick.
Yeah.
Really
I'll give him my mic. I have to use the restroom.
Yeah, Mike, you want to say goodbye to the people?
These two guys.
Like, subscribe, and share. I love you.
Like, subscribe, and share.
You want to give us your thoughts real quick? What do you think of the Browns tonight?
I'd give it a C. You know, like we needed
A C, huh?
Yeah, we needed offensive line help, and we needed a receiver, and we got both those guys. So, you know, not the guys I would have liked them to have, but we'll see what happens.
So you go C.
Yeah, I think middle pack. It
What
wasn't.
do you think of Fano? What'd you give that?
I mean, it wasn't the sexy pick, but it's probably the smart pick. You know,
And you would have went with Caleb Downs?
Caleb Downs would have, wowed me a little bit more, but yeah, what do I know? Maybe we definitely need offensive line help, and we don't necessarily need the help at safety, even though Downs would be awesome to have a Buckeye. But
What do you think of KC Concepcion?
I really wanted Lemon.
Yeah, I wanted Lemon too. We were sitting there screaming for Lemon for the pick happen, but obviously Philly, the rich get richer. They took him.
Yeah, I just think he's going to be really good in Philly. But this guy, he looks the part. He's a little short, but we'll see what happens with him. We need the help at wide receiver. He'll probably pair well with Judy, and we'll see who gets that wide receiver one status.
So the Browns have pick 39 tomorrow night. They got 3 picks tomorrow night. Obviously, we got some guys still there. Jamal McCoy, the cornerback. You got Denzel Boston still there. Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, the safety. You got some decent names there. You got C.J. Allen out of Georgia. Who do you think the Browns, based on what, obviously, Peter Woods right here, number 8, just went off the board. So where would you think the Browns should go for pick 39? Early tomorrow night.
Honestly, I'm not sure. You could take another lineman, right? You could beef that up some more.
So you going all offense still, lineman, receiver?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. What are you thinking?
Mike, what do you say tomorrow night? First pick?
My first pick,
Would you go lineman or receiver?
receiver or safety?
Safety. Mike says receiver, safety. I agree. I go receiver or safety.
I was telling you, I think it'd be cool to see where Drew Aller lands. If we can get him in the 3rd or 4th round or something.
I think Drew Aller and Carson Beck would be 2 names I'd be looking forward to see if the Browns could target tomorrow. Obviously, Carson Beck relationship with Todd Lunkin. They were together in Georgia for a couple of years. And then obviously the hometown kid, Drew Aller, who I saw play. A lot of talent. I think if Drew can clean up his footwork, he'd become just as good as anybody in this draft, really. So he has all the arm talent, and he has a size, big kid from the area. I think those are 2 guys they'll definitely target. They're definitely going to target quarterback. I think that's.
You think so?
I think what they saw from Dylan Gabriel 2 practices, we got to get him back up in here at least. He is just not it.
I would prefer them just to ride with Shador and Watson, but
I think that's who they go with for starters. But I think they want to get. I think you always invest in that position, like Andrew Berry said.
yeah.
At least you get a backup. So, and then you go from there next year. But Drew Aller could be a guy you never know. He gets in late in the year. Maybe he becomes the next Dak Prescott type guy, where he just surprises everybody, takes over.
Yeah.
So,
What?
Well,
Wasn't the sexy picks in the first round tonight, but I think it will pan itself out. We need to help in those positions, and it seems like they were the good picks.
Denzel Boston may go right here to the Jets, so if he does, he won't be there tomorrow night. Jeremy, you want to come give your thoughts real quick? Are you good? What's your grade for the night?
B-.
Jeremy says B-. So there you have it. I said B+. He said C. Mike gave it an A. And he said B-. All right.
We did not trade away this guy, so we still have him on our team.
Miles here to stare, and the pick is in for the Jets. Let's see if we take Denzel Boston. Roger Goodell is talking. Omar Cooper Jr. to the Jets. So Denzel Boston's still on the board. Would you try to trade up for Denzel Boston? Double dipper receiver. Mike is saying yes. I would try to trade up and get Denzel. Why not? Him and KC together with Jerry Judy. I think that could be a nice combo.
That would be nice.
A nice trio.
I guess it depends on what we would give up, but you know,
Maybe
we
use
got
that
those.
extra,
We got
use that
those
extra
other-
pick.
Yeah, we got those extra picks from Kansas City. You know, if we like the guy, trade up and get him. I always say if you like a guy, you go and get
And
him.
your receiver room is that bad. Like you
Yeah.
need. So I think we all agree here. Brown should trade up as we leave off here at pick. What pick is this?
31.
That pick, last pick. So as we stand here at the end of the round one, we say the Browns should trade up and try to get Denzel Pass. If Buffalo doesn't take him right here, which they may just take him right here, but if they don't, trade up and get him. And you know where to subscribe right here, because we're going to react to the Browns draft all weekend long, and we'll all be back here Sunday night. We'll do a panel, and we'll give our full reaction and grades for the entire Browns draft. So don't go anywhere. And yes, I know the Cavs lost tonight. It is what it is. You know, hopefully they bounce back in the next game. They better.
They got to win.
They better. Because they looked so great the first two games, and tonight it was complete dumpster fire.
Mobley's got to step up, man. I mean, I know I looked at their stats. Everyone had about 15 points tonight. Donovan's got to score more. Harden's got to facilitate better. It's just
I can't imagine. I wonder.
disappointment.
You know, I didn't look at the box score. Thanks for running me that. I wonder how many threes they tried to shoot today because they've been doing better. And
Bench didn't help that much.
Oh, no wonder. The Cavs shot 45 threes tonight for 30%. There's your problem right there. Shoot less threes and make them over twos like you did the first game. What do we know? But make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share all that good stuff. And we will see you the next one. We are out of here.